Okay, he made a terrifying baby. That's some demonic shit.
That's new Baby Yoda. What are you talking about?
Bullshit. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts. I had a graphic that was made, but I didn't have time to put it up for today. So for Wandavision, this is a very spoilery discussion. I know, Van Hong Tran is a toasty that told me to do that idea. And, it was a very good idea. I don't want you to think I ignored it. I just didn't have time to get to it today. But let's talk about Wandavision real quick. This is episode 5. And this episode has a lot of people talking.
I don't know how any of this started.
What is outside of Westview?
Things are getting a lot weirder. Things are getting a lot weirder, and they're revealing a lot more and more. And with those reveals, they're starting to get people talking more and more. Because with each reveal, there are more theories and questions that those lead up to. Watching the Wandavision with episode 5, if everybody has been keeping up with this, again, this is a very spoilery discussion, so we're going to get into some details with this. But before we get into the big thing, and if you watch the episode, you know what it is. Something huge happened here. I like what they're doing with the show at this point, because we've had a chance to see what's happening within Wanda's world, which is a sitcom world, and then we've seen what's happening with the world on the outside. Mm-hmm. What's the neighborhood she lives in? Westview, the town of Westview. We've seen now that it's a town that she's kind of created for herself, the reality that she's created for herself. What I like about what they're doing now, since we've seen all these things, now they're all starting to come together, where they're doing, because I like the whole sitcom thing. I know some people are like saying, man, they better do something with this. This better be leading somewhere. But I liked what they did with the sitcom stuff before.
I did too. I mean, the whole this better be leading somewhere. Of course it was leading somewhere.
Of course.
It's establishing the setting.
But they just did it, what they did with the sitcom stuff, they just did it so well when they were doing those sitcoms right down to the detail. Of course, we've had the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and now we're in the 80s. Okay, he made a terrifying baby. That's some demonic shit.
That's new Baby Yoda. What are you talking about?
Bullshit.
And yet not as scary looking as one of their two twins.
Yo,
yeah.
You go ahead and try to sell that toy. Your kids wake up in the middle of the night looking at that. Mom, I didn't ask for this shit. Hey, come and get this shit.
Hey, you like these Avengers here? You play with that.
I said the Avengers, not the Avengers Junior. Jim Henson's Avengers babies.
Avenger babies, yeah.
No, man, somebody should make a new emote out of that. Yeah. No, I like that, man, because if
all these openings have been amazing.
These openings have been amazing. If anybody remembers,
expect the episode to end with "Sit Ubu Sit."
Yeah,
dog.
No, they had. If you remember any of these shows from the 80s, that is a complete riff on Family Ties.
Together for a million years.
You know what? I showed that because
I completely forgot the theme song.
Because at the end of that, they
do
that sha la la la. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it was Johnny Mathis and Denise Williams.
Let me see here. Yeah, at the end they had that sha la la la. When I was a kid, man. I'm talking about I was a little boy. They had other shows where they did this, where they just, they didn't put no money into the opening credits. They just took footage, and it's usually people just talking. Like they didn't even try to get good stuff. There's just people talking.
I know.
But when I was a kid, I'm talking about I was a little kid. I used to do that by myself. I used to sit back and just mouth with no words. And I would imagine that there were credits underneath.
I like that. Do, baby. I'm in my own show.
Yeah, I figured I thought I was living in a sitcom when I was a little kid, and I used to just go around and
That's
And I used to like starring Corey Coleman.
What the fuck is Corey doing?
Yeah, people looking at this kid over there talking to himself.
That's that Coleman.
It's my opening credits, mama. Shut up.
Go sit down. Go to your room.
Somebody said Corey's a special kid. Yeah, I can't argue with that. You could tell that what's disturbing about it is that the characters are starting to feel like unsafe. The characters, themselves, they're starting to feel trapped. They're starting to feel like you get the feeling that they think they're in danger at the same time if they get something wrong, and it makes it very weird when you're laughing, because the last one they went for a long time where you were just laughing and getting into it. They worked at sitcoms, that we said. This one you're getting into it, and then just something weird will happen, and it just throws you off.
Do you want me to take that again?
You know what was weird about that is that they had the audience continue to laugh. The laugh track was still going.
Yeah.
That's what makes that so creepy and so weird, man. When it really starts to fall apart, because there's some things that the show itself is trying to keep going. The sitcom is trying to continue, and they're just not paying attention at all. One of the parts that I thought was the weirdest and just really disturbed me the most is when the credits were still going.
That was great.
When they were arguing.
Can't I? I'm going to bed.
No, we're not done here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop lying to me!
Well, that's just like a marriage. That wife gonna say something to piss your ass off. He's trying to be cool.
Trying to be cool.
God damn it, woman! Now look, I'm trying to be nice.
Why are you not acknowledging what I'm saying right now?
And what's great about it, even though it's like this is a very dramatic scene, they still maintain that sitcom like camera
Oh, yeah.
angles.
The music is still playing.
And you're just now used to it. It's like, oh, this is so different.
Oh, that's right. The camera angles are still going.
Yeah.
Well, plus when you're used to growing up with these sitcoms, when the credits roll, that's it.
Yeah.
And the idea that it's still going, there's something jarring about that. Like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to do that.
The big reveal here is what we're going to get into, because there's a lot of theories here. The big reveal is a certain character that shows up, which by now we all know who that is.
Wonder who is this?
The Fonz.
Like he's trying to do that 80s wave dance. Yeah, that is Evan Peters, who, of course, was known before as Quicksilver. And the weird thing about that is that he was Quicksilver with another company. That's when that's when he was with the X-Men. The X-Men were with 20th Century Fox. Of course, this leads to a lot of theories and a lot of questions. The most obvious of those is that this is the multiverse. I can't blame people for thinking this is the multiverse opening up and bringing back the X-Men.
I wake up in my younger body, and then what?
Find me, convince me of all of this. It's going to take the two of us.
So we bringing back the X-Men that we saw from 20th Century Fox, which a lot of people would be very happy with if that was the case.
My idea is that the Family Ties takes place in the 80s, and a lot of the more recent X-Men films were in the 80s, and she's like, well, Pietro, he's dead, but I'm gonna get a Pietro that exists in the 80s. Boop, taken from this reality. And it's Evan Peters Quicksilver. And he's probably like, I don't know where the fuck I am, but I'm under this spell of hers, so I think I can kind of see that. And where if they are playing with like the multiverse theory.
That's a good one.
That's a
from
good
the
one.
80s,
yeah. No, I think, as much as everyone's been speculating of how much is Disney going to bring in from the Fox universe, when will they do it? It probably won't be till later. It's them going like, well, what if we do this now?
Yeah.
Now what happens to your theories? Evan Peters is a great actor, a great comedic actor. I love watching him on all the American Horror Story iterations.
Yeah.
And even just his entrance here is so much like an 80s sitcom where he's that troubled older, as a twin brother.
He's actually like a twin brother, or older brother, or long lost relative, or a boyfriend that, because I even think that Mallory from Family Ties had a boyfriend. That
I think his name might have been Nick.
Nick, Nick. It was Nick. She had a boyfriend, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that can get very complicated because you can do anything people can change or whatever, but it could start to get confusing. All right, you brought Quicksilver over, who looks like Quicksilver from the X-Men, but we know Hugh Jackman don't want to come back, and that's one of the main ones they're going to be looking at. And I don't know if you're going to get any of these other people who play in the X-Men if they want to come back and do this role again for Disney.
I wouldn't count on anybody not coming back.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, but
because it doesn't mean you have to come back and make more movies. It's you have to come back and make an appearance.
But people want them to be like, if Wolverine comes back, they want him to be a main character. And they could do anything with him. They having multiverses out there, that's fine. I think that is way too easy, though, to think that Disney's putting it out there and saying that, yeah, we're bringing the X-Men back this way. I think that's way too easy for them. I think they're throwing people off. I'm still sticking with he's probably going to be playing Mephisto. I don't think
Evan Peters.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be Quicksilver. I think that character's been left over there, and that's cool. I don't think they're going to be bringing back X-Men from the 20th Century Fox characters. I think they're going to try to start over with those because they could keep people there. There were rumors of him being this character, so they probably just recast him.
Which is so meta. Like they recast Quicksilver with the other Quicksilver, which I just thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah, that was like, wow, that's so clever.
Yeah, that would be them putting that hand out way too easily for them, and I think Marvel's messing with people. I think they're going to throw people off, and if he's not Mephisto, he's probably somebody else.
It's Ralph. Because that's the thing. That's the running gag in the show. Because Agnes is always like, "Oh, my husband Ralph." Ralph. Let's see what he's up to. Yeah. It's like, where's Ralph? It's like, I bet Ralph is Mephisto.
That's what I was saying last week. Everybody thinks Ralph, either Ralph or the blonde neighbor who's like she's like the queen bee of the neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
So it could be any of those. But there were heavy rumors about Evan Peters playing Mephisto, and even then, with rumors out there like that, that might be a little too heavy. The thing that makes me think it's a good chance that Evan Peters could be playing Mephisto is because now we've gotten to the point where Wanda has actually admitted, I don't have control over this whole thing. There are things happening that I don't know. Like when the doorbell rings, she's like, look, I didn't do that shit.
What you're doing here, it's wrong. It is wrong.
I didn't do that.
Like, God damn it.
Don't lie to me.
I'm tired of this shit now. But the fact that she has admitted, like, I didn't do a lot of this stuff. I don't even know what's going on most of the time. Somebody's actually messing with her.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if Evan Peters' character has something to do with that.
One theory I read was that it was Arnim Zola.
Oh, Toby Jones's character.
Yeah.
Toby, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool too. Really? How does that work then?
Just he was part of Hydra when she was created, and somehow he's manipulating her through this.
He was in a TV.
Yeah, the TV.
He's trapped in a television. Yeah. That could be. No, I like I said, I don't pretend to come in and know anything. I'm just having fun with.
Yeah, so that's my thing too. I'm like, I'm not attaching myself to theories. I'm just letting it play out.
Yeah,
and enjoying it as it does.
I just like talking about it, and if something happens,
it does seem less like Agnes is Agatha Harkness at this point for her to be scared. Like, should I retake this?
Yeah, I wonder what's going on with her, man. There's a lot of characters that have reactions where I'm like, okay, I want to get to what's going on with you, because now with all these theories of you being certain characters, you're acting weird to where those characters are not who we're led to believe. There's reactions going on with other characters that are making you wonder what happened in the past. Like Monica Rambeau.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, her and her mother, and was her mother Monica, or is her name Monica?
She's Monica.
Yeah. Monica Rambeau.
Her mother was Maria.
Her mother and Captain Marvel were tight.
Mm-hmm.
So man, what happened now that whenever she hears about Captain Marvel, she's got to look all crazy.
I mean, she's wielding an insane amount of power.
Far exceeding anything she's displayed in the past.
She could have taken out Thanos on her own if he hadn't initiated a blitz.
Well, I'd argue that Captain Marvel came close.
That bitch.
Her powers.
Well, okay, so when the snap happens, and Captain Marvel was still in space. She didn't come back till later.
Yeah.
Saying like, well, you guys had all these heroes. I was dealing with other things. It's like, oh, well, during that time, your best friend died of cancer, and you didn't come back.
Yeah, that could be it.
It could also, I mean, people are speculating, but that maybe what the cause of the cancer was Captain Marvel with her powers. Powers are based on radiation.
Oh, yeah.
that would explain her.
Now
looking
she
like
has this
that.
resentment towards
Yeah.
him. I mean, that's why she hasn't been to see her mother for all those years.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, apparently, she's full of all the cancer now because they're like, we see like everything. We see some weird shit inside of you. We don't know what the hell it is.
Is she blank with her?
It was like it was just all white, and we're like, that's not supposed to be inside you. And so she probably has powers now.
She's gonna be leading up to having some powers. Yeah.
What people are speculating is that she could be one of the first mutants. Like this could be a setup.
So
for
she
mutants.
would become either Photon or Spectrum.
Yep. And they're saying that since this seems to be a very, very loose adaptation of House of M, they're saying, well, unlike how that plays out, and Wanda says no more mutants, she says more mutants.
More mutants.
So this could be.
That's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's talking about how Quicksilver is recasting, and the thing is, if you just want to, go in retroactively look at things, they've been doing all these sitcom references, and recasting in sitcoms are what they do. They did Bewitched, and they got Darren over there. I mean,
and Fresh Prince,
and Biv, in the '80s, man. So it's like that's kind of meta within itself. But at the same time, they talk about recasting as they watch this mock sitcom that Wanda has created. Yeah, Marvel has done his own recasting itself.
Next time, baby.
No, it ain't. No, you ain't. Yeah, we all know about.
But maybe they'll bring him back.
You know what? That'd be awesome if they did. If they brought him back some kind of. And have that look on Don T. Like, what the fuck? Negro, what you doing here? No, you ain't gonna take my job now.
Well, yeah, now that you put them side by side, I can barely tell the difference between those two.
Also, don't forget the banners, man.
Oh, that's right.
Ed Norton and Mark Ruffalo. Also, man, there was just this is just an aside. It has no theories to do with anything. It just made me sad, man. Sparky, man.
Sparky, come on, Sparky.
Your mom won't let him get far.
It's something about that mailman that creeps me out too. I don't know what.
I love how her world is populated with bad wigs.
It she is. God, that hair is attached to that hat. That man's bald and motherfucker probably. That hair is attached to that hat right there.
Ma'am.
I don't know where he could have gone.
Here, boy. Sparky. Sparky.
Yeah, she killed that damn dog.
She did. Well, it's funny you bring that up. People are speculating that Mephisto's trying to get closer to Wanda throughout it, and he first took on the appearance of the dog as Sparky, and now he came back as someone she cares more about as Quicksilver. And Agnes is like, I gotta kill him. I gotta make sure he doesn't get to you. But who knows? I don't know. That's a theory out there.
I love that theory.
She was like, behind that bush. Fuck you, little fuck.
Only thing you didn't hear, you just didn't hear the.
Yeah. And she's the one that found
something
him.
like that too, man. I was going to mention that. That the dog is supposedly somebody trying to get close to her, and she had to take her out. Take him out. There's no listen. They didn't just kill a dog, especially a dog. They didn't kill a dog for no reason, man. That dog was probably evil.
That dog was doing shit.
Yep.
I didn't want to come until I'd wrapped him up. I didn't find him
A
until.
little head sticking out the side, the little fur.
Yeah,
man.
She killed that dog.
Yo, yeah, she sure did. Wait,
I do love how the women have perfectly 80s wigs on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very poofy.
Well, look at this shit. Yeah, she strangled that dog.
Yep.
I didn't do nothing. He was dead.
We'll see a flashback to see what actually happened from her perspective. All these things.
Yeah.
In a later episode, I imagine.
This show is so amazing. It's just laying all these details out, not just for this show, but for
future.
The stuff that they've laid out for future shows in movies outside of this show.
It's exciting.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, when the Mandalorian went off, I thought, oh, my Friday mornings are gonna just be blah again, and now it's like, ooh, I can't wait.
Yeah, this is excellent, man. This is I love sitting back, and that's why I play these, man, and come back and talk about them, because I love just talking about the theories behind them. I don't care if they're true or not. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see what will come to fruition and what won't. Because believe me, I theorize, but I don't care about too much of it because I want to be surprised just like everybody else.
I do love the scene where Wanda steps out and looks at the FBI and says, y'all need to leave me the fuck alone.
Oh, hell yeah.
And she manipulates all those guys to turn on the director.
And that dude was
shoot him. He was scared.
And Monica's all like, hey, that wasn't any of me. I didn't know.
That dude because he was being cool before. Show me another monitor. Show me another image. What is she doing in there? And then they turn guns. And he's like, ah!